For many years, the trucking industry in the United States of America has been a lifeline for many Kenyans. It's one of the surest ways of making more than 10 million shillings in the United States every year. But now, under Trump's new administration, the number of arrests of foreigners and immigrants is rising. The ICs are stopping trucks all over America and trying to see and checking the driver whether they have completed the mandatory English test, their communication skills, and already now reports are indicating that more than 300,000 drivers are said to be redundant from their works.
So it's called Operation Highway Sentinel, and it is now in full swing. ICE ramping up its crackdown on illegal immigrant truck drivers following a series of awful, deadly crashes that took the lives of many people across several states. And with that, we welcome you to the second hour of a...
The majority of them are going to be deported to their origin countries. And that's why in today's video, we are going to dive into this whole saga and see whether are the Kenyan drivers and African drivers in general going to survive this Trump crackdown in the United States of America. Let's start with chapter 1. We're going to talk about the origin and why the trucking industry became a global symbol of job security in the United States and one of the surest way to earn a lot of money in these states of America. For example, more than 30,000 drivers are of Kenyan descent in the United States of America. That means it's a very big number. Majority of the people are really depending on these jobs. One, because there is job security, stable income, and it's so reliable, and it's one of the jobs which is guaranteed to give you good return. So that's how majority of the people who went to the United States of America, even some of them who are doctors from Kenya, teachers, they go to US and become truck drivers. But now under this Trump administration, where they want to favor their military veterans so that they can be given the first priority in this industry of trucking. And that's why we are going to hit the nail by the hammer's head and dive into this whole saga. So what is going to happen? In context, we have majority of celebrity drivers in the US, and some of them, like this fighter who came to Kenya, talked about this story of how our Trump administration is changing the script and rewriting the rules. So US military veterans are going to be given the first priority to be truckers. But it's going to be advantage for Kenya because, first of all, that requirements of English communications for Kenyans is very good. Kenyans are very good in communicating in English. That means that they're going to survive, majority of them. And even the test which people have undergone, majority of Kenyan and African drivers, they're going to survive unless they're from these regions which are speaking French, where English is not the first language. Right now, the number of arrests in the United States of America is alarming. And that means much. If a trucker is going to be found now illegally driving, because once you're redundant, there might be the private investor who can give you jobs, but now the English test, the mandatory English test, is one of the factors which is going to affect majority of the truck drivers in Africa. Let's be honest, those of African people who have brothers and sisters in the United States of America, majority of them are either in the army, nurses, or truck drivers. Truck driving is one of the big industry which has employed a lot of Africans in the United States of America. Now it's really a worrying trend because some of us, we might be hit very hard because these people who are in the USA, they are sending money back home and it's helping empower communities. They are building good homes. People are getting proper education because of their siblings and brothers and uncles who are in the States. So this is one of the big major problems which Africans are going to face. Another thing which we are going to talk about, or which is one of the factors which is going really to change the script, is that the ICE. The ICE, these are the special police who are mandated to deal with immigration and the people who have overstayed in the country, in the states. So there have been a very heavy crackdown since Trump came into power in 2025, and majority of African people, and especially Africans, they have been deported back to their countries because maybe of overstaying, lack of proper documents. Those are some of the factors. Right now, the military and the police in the US are doing this crackdown on major people, homes, even road. We have seen truck drivers being arrested on the highways, and when they are arrested, oh sorry, I'm feeling some cold, that's why I'm struggling. Let's continue. So we have seen videos coming from the US where people are being arrested from their homes, people are being randomly arrested on their roads, people snitching on others, truck drivers being stopped on the highways, and many other things. Those are some of the things which we have seen happen in the states. Especially some of the people were even told that they are going to be rewarded if they report illegal or undocumented migrants who are still there in the states. So that means that the trucking industry is going to face a major disruption, and in the future there are going to be jobs for people who qualify. So if you have a very good truck driver and you have proper documentation, then think of those jobs in the future, because they're going to be appearing and they're going to be there. The trucking industry is going to open up, and let's be honest, it's one of the jobs with much job security in the states, because it's very available, accessible, and it's always on demand, because millions of goods are moving through the cities of America, from the east coast to the west coast, from the south, from the borders of Mexico to the borders of Canada, all the way through major cities. Especially after World Cup, the infrastructure is moving and things are moving. So those are some of the game changers which have changed the trucking industry. So through Trump, this policy, new policies, some of the people are going to be affected, but those with proper documentation are going to stay. And this is why the trucking industry is going to face a major shift. Make sure you comment and subscribe to this channel, and also share to people who need to hear this information. Salute.